Hey guys, it's Emily. Today I'm coming at you with something a little bit different. I put together a hair and makeup tutorial for you for the gym or being active, getting outside, getting some exercise in. This has been my go-to recently, this exact look. So I do some really quick, simple makeup, all creams, no powders. And then for the hair, I just have some 2 Dutch braids on top into a tight little bun on top of my head. I'm going to do some hot yoga today, so I really wanted things to be zipped up and out of my face so I can get a good sweat on and not be worried about my hair or makeup coming off. One thing that you should know is that when I go to the gym, I usually just wash my face. I take all my makeup off and then I just go to the gym straight after work. But sometimes you want to look a little fresh and awake. I don't know, sometimes I get a better workout in when I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I don't look like death. And this makeup look is so quick and simple. You could do it with your eyes closed and it just makes you feel a little bit more confident. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that like button down below if you enjoyed this video. And make sure you let me know what you think of this video down in the comment section below. I read and respond to everything and I really appreciate your feedback. So I'll stop rambling, let's get into this video so you can hit the gym. Okay, so this is the hair that I'm starting out with for this look. It is not great and I am well aware. My hair is extremely dry right now. I need to do something about that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is section my hair off and I'm about to look real cute, so prepare yourselves. I start right by the end of the eyebrows and right by the temples and I simply just go straight back with my fingers until my fingers meet. I'm going to take that top section and just put it into a little bun on top of my head for just a second. Then I just have a smallish section of hair back here and I'm just going to tie that into a low ponytail. Now I'm taking my bun out and I'm going to separate it into 2 sections straight down the middle of my hair. I am going to tie this section up for now. I think I'll just put it in a little pigtail. So we're gonna start with the right side of the hair and all we're gonna do is a simple Dutch braid from the very front of the head, just about right there to the crown. So I like to start with a small section at the front of my hair and I like to work with both hands on the right side of my head rather than reaching up on top for a Dutch braid. It's just easier for me, but you do whatever works best for you. So I'm going to separate this section of hair into 3 pieces and then I start braiding the hair underneath each other. So if you're familiar with French braids, you braid on top, and if you're familiar with Dutch braids, you sort of bring the hair underneath so the braid sticks out. It has more of a 3D effect. So anyway, I'm gonna do like 3 weaves underneath the braid and then I take a small section from underneath here and I connect that with the piece that I just crossed over there. Then I twist that underneath and then I have a new section of hair underneath. It's this part right here. Sorry for flipping you guys off. And then I grab a section from on top and I connect that with that section I just crossed underneath my hair. And I want to keep this pretty close to the center of my head. So I want to hold the braid up high. And again, you just want to repeat that process. So I'm just continuing this braid all the way back and making it pretty tight as well. Once I get to this part of my head, so like at the very top, I am just going to continue braiding a little bit, but I'm not going to do the Dutch braid anymore. So just a normal braid. I'm gonna braid all the way to the end of my hair just in case I want to wrap the braid around my bun and use that as an accent. But I haven't decided yet. Then I just secure the end with an elastic. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna start with a small section at the front of my hairline. And again, I'm working with both hands on the left side. And then I start braiding underneath. And then you want to start incorporating hair after about 3 little twists or weaves. Okay, so now I've gotten to the top of my head, and again, I'm just going to braid all the way down and secure it with an elastic. At this point, I'm gonna go in and loosen up these braids because they're really tight right now, and I did that on purpose so my hair would be really slicked back and tight and it's not gonna fall out or anything. So I'm not gonna loosen them too much. I just want to give them a little more volume so you'll be able to see the braids a little bit better on my dark hair. So I'm simply just going to pull apart the braid a little bit, wiggle it back and forth, give it some texture. And this is just the first part. I usually like to pull it apart a little bit more once I have it up in the bun too. Okay, so now I'm just going to take out this low pony that I created down here just to keep that hair out of the way. Then I'm going to use some of these scuncey elastics to secure my hair on top of my head. These are the only hair ties that work for me as far as like exercising goes, because they sort of have like a rubber band type of a texture, so they can pull your hair a little bit, but it holds my hair up, and that's what I'm looking for when I'm working out. I'm going to start to gather all of my hair and stick it on top of my head. I want to get the ponytail up right about here where I finished the braids. Okay, so I have my hair gathered up here at the top of my head, and I'm going to tie it. Okay, now that my hair is tied up again, I am going to again go back through, loosen those braids a little bit more, make them a little fluffier and cuter. So I just took out one of the braids, and I actually don't even need to leave this one either because I decided I'm not going to use it as an accent. I'm just going to incorporate it in with my bun and twist it around and secure it into place with an elastic. From here, I'm just going to use some bobby pins to make sure that it's nice and high and stays in place. It doesn't like bounce around or flop on top of my head. So whatever you want to do with your hair once it's braided is actually totally up to you. You could put it in a ponytail, you could do a loose messy bun, or you could do more of a tight bun like what I did. So the next step is just to pin up the baby hairs in the back and like smooth out any little bumps with bobby pins, and that's it for the hairstyle. The hair on this side of my head doesn't typically like to cooperate with me because this is where I had my surgery, so my scar makes my hair grow back in a funny way, and I don't have a lot of hair there actually. It's just like a bald spot, so I sort of have to hide that. And then you can use a little hairspray if you want to, just to get the flyaways. No matter what I do, I have flyaways, so I'm not gonna try too hard. So this is the final hairstyle. I know it's hard to see on my dark hair. I'm sorry about that, but I promise it's cute. Normally when I don't braid my hair on top in some way, it's just more opportunity for my hair to come loose. This way, half of my hair is already tight and secure and it's not going anywhere. So really, the bun is just holding up the bottom section of my hair. So it's a lot less weight on top of my head because it's already secured in place right here. So now that my hair is up and out of my face, I am going to move on to the makeup. It's so quick. You can really honestly use your fingers for most of it, and it just sort of gives you a fresh look. And I'm not looking to wear a lot of makeup when I go to the gym, or any makeup at all, honestly, but when I do want to wear makeup, this is sort of what I do. I usually like to start off with an illuminating primer, so I am using the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. I slap that on using my fingers. I apply it like a lotion. This gives my skin an all-over radiance and luminosity, and it looks like you just have like this healthy, dewy, natural look to your skin. Now I'm going to use a pore minimizing primer, and since I'm the queen of samples, I'm using my little itty bitty Professional from Benefit. And I am just going to press that on around my nose and the center of my forehead, since that's where my pores are the largest and the most visible. I do have some redness on my skin right now and some little spots from some acne. Normally I wouldn't conceal anything, but because I have these spots, I think I'm going to. I'm going to mix my Tarte Shape Tape and my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This way I get a combination of the two consistencies. This one's a lot heavier and this one's so much creamier, and plus the colors combined is like my perfect skin tone right now. So I just have those two on the back of my hand and I'm going to mix it in with my finger. And then I'm going to use a little tiny eyeliner brush. This is a Sigma eyeliner E11. It's really tiny and precise. And I'm just going to dip in there and apply that to just the spots that I need it. Then I'm just going to use the very top of my beauty sponge and lightly press those in without moving the product around. I'm going to use the remaining concealer that's on my hand and put it around my nose and just lightly under my eyes. Already, my skin looks so much more fresh and awake, and I don't look like I'm wearing any makeup, and that's exactly what I'm going for. Next, I'm gonna move on to the brows. Since I'm going to be sweating a lot in my workout, I'm going to use my Wonder Brow. This is super duper waterproof, but another really great option for this is the Benefit Browsing. This is the old version, so it's the old packaging, but I would just use this wax. So like if I was just gonna go on a run or do, I don't know, like a regular yoga session or something, that's a great option because it's a wax, it holds your brows in place, and it looks really nice and natural, but I need something heavier duty for hot yoga. I'm using a little bit of this product and putting it on my Zoeva brow line brush. I'm just going to stick it on the top of the brush and gently go over my brows. They do not have to be perfect at all. I just want to give them a little color and just define the shape. So that's it for the brows. As you saw, that was super duper simple. And all I'm going to do for the eyes is some waterproof black mascara on just the top lashes. As you probably noticed, I didn't set my under eyes or use any powder. So I don't want my mascara to run or anything under there. This is just going to lift my eyes a little bit and define that lash line on top. And I'm getting this mascara all over my lid, but I'm not worried about it. I'll go in with a little Q-tip later and scrape it off. Now my mascara is dry, so I'm going to use a little Q-tip and scrape off that black mascara. You would think after years and years and years and years of doing makeup, even before I was like super into it, I could somehow avoid getting it on my lids, but yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. So next I'm going to move on to the cheeks. I'm going to use a cream blush, and that's really what's going to give my skin a really fresh and awake look. So I'm using this NYX Whipped Lip and Cheek Soufflé. Say that 5 times fast. That is such a hard title. I'm going to put this directly on the butt of my beauty blender and get as much product on there as I can. And then I'm just going to dab that into the apples of the cheeks and work it all the way back. And don't be afraid, like if a lot of pigment comes off, like that's what you'll want. So first I'm depositing the color, and as you can see, that's a ton, but don't be afraid, it's okay. That is on purpose. I'm just gonna use my flat top Kabuki little foundation brush and just start to blend that in. And then you can see that I have this flushed look on this side of my face, so it already sort of looks like I've worked out. And I'm bringing this up into my temples too. Keep in mind that blush is always the first thing to fade, and even though you saw me put a ton of blush on just now, look, it looks much more soft and natural, but my skin looks really healthy. I'm just going to put a little bit of highlighter on. This is a Très Chic mini highlighting stick. I'm not sure where you get this. I think this came in a Sephora Play Box, and I am going to put that on the tops of my cheekbones. I'm quite honestly just drawing it on, and I'm going to put it on the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, of course on the chin, and also above the center of the brow. And then first I blend that in with my fingers just to distribute the product where I want it. And then I'm going over it with the butt of my beauty sponge and tapping it in. For the lips, I'm gonna do two different things. I'm going to use a stain first and then a gloss on top. So I'm putting a stain on because when the gloss comes off, then your lips still have some pigment to them. And I don't know about you, but when I work out, the pigment sort of drains from my lips. So I like to have a stain on underneath. And I think it looks really fresh and pretty. Then I'm using the shade Strawberry Parfait. This is from NYX. It's a butter gloss. I love the butter glosses. And I am just going to put that over top. So there you have it, you guys. This is the finished hair and makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found this helpful and that this will help you feel a little bit more confident and ready the next time you hit the gym. Please let me know if you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's a little bit different than my normal thing. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you have an incredible day, and don't forget to get out there and be active. Bye.